Still got it. Good afternoon. This call is number 2022-49809 in the interest of Dean Gilrup. Please raise your right hand to be sworn, ma'am. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, ma'am. Please state your name and your relationship to this child.
Molly Wiltrout, and I am the mother.
And representing the state of Texas Attorney General's office.
Luis Regla.
Court will note that the non-custodial parent is Sean Derek O'Neill. Mr. O'Neill was personally served on September 15th, 2022 at 7:32 a.m. at 6231 Rusty Gate Drive, Spring, Texas, in Harris County. He has not filed an answer or made an appearance. Is that correct, Mr. Regla?
That's correct, Judge.
We'll proceed by default.
Thank you, Judge. Also, at this time, I'll offer what's been marked as State's Exhibit A, the genetic test results in this case that show that Sean O'Neill cannot be excluded as the father of Dean Gilrup. And I ask that that exhibit be admitted.
Ms. Wildraut, have you had an opportunity to look at this test report?
Yes, sir.
You have any objections with me admitting it into evidence?
No, sir.
All right, State's Exhibit A is admitted.
Thank you, Judge. I'll now call the mother as a witness.
All right.
And ma'am, the child in this case is Dean Arthur Gilrup, male born April 26, 2019, correct?
Correct.
And as the DNA testing results show, we're now asking the court to establish that this man, Sean Derek O'Neill, is a true biological father of Dean Arthur Gilrup. Is that correct?
Correct.
And Gilrup, is that your maiden name?
Correct.
Okay. And going forward, are you requesting to be appointed as joint managing conservator in this case, with you having exclusive power to decide where this child lives within Harris and surrounding counties?
Correct.
Was there ever a point in time that you and your father and the child lived together as a family?
No.
Okay. When did you let him know that you were having a child?
When I found out I was pregnant, I let him know I was pregnant. During the pregnancy, I did update him on appointments. I gave him the opportunity to come to appointments. He never showed up. And then when my son was born, he knew he was born. He showed up for the first appointment with the Attorney General when the DNA was established. And then that was the last time I had seen him or spoke to him, and that was the last and first time he had seen his son.
When the child was conceived and born, were you married at that time?
No.
Have you ever alleged anyone else could possibly have been the father of Dean Gilbert?
No.
Okay. And with these test results, we now know he is a true biological father, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Given that the lack of visits that have happened between this man and your child, you're requesting a modified schedule of visits to begin going forward. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And also, I believe your son has some health concerns. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Can you tell the court what health concerns do you have for your son right now?
He has been diagnosed with hypopituitarism, which means his pituitary gland isn't aligned properly. So he has to take a growth hormone injection to help him grow properly. He also has to take a synthetic thyroid medication due to him having low thyroid levels. And he also has an adrenal insufficiency, which he has to have a medical ID for that, and has to take hydrocortisone, which is the synthetic medication, to replace that. He is under the care of an endocrinologist, has been since he was a month old. and he also has to see an ophthalmologist because the growth hormone can cause pressure buildup in his eyes. And he also sees an ENT because he was having trouble sleeping. He had to have his adenoids removed last year and had to have tubes put in his ears as well.
Okay, given all these medical concerns that you have and the fact that the father's visited one time since this child was born, based on that, lack of time together and medical concerns, you're asking that the court grant a modified schedule of visits where the father would first have to start off with 15 supervised visits, first, third, and Saturday, fifth Saturday. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And unless and until he actually completes those 15 visits, he then move on to 15 unsupervised for 4 hours, 15 all day, and then 15 overnights before ever moving on to a standard possession order, completing one phase at a time if he ever completes the initial phase. Is that correct?
Correct.
And right now, we don't have any proof of this man's income. Is that correct?
Correct.
We don't know where he's working or what he's doing for a living, anything like that. Is that right?
Correct.
We do know that he is under child support orders for 3 other kids that we've been able to verify through our court orders. Is that also true?
Yes.
And this is in addition to your son, right?
Correct.
And right now, there is no private health insurance in place for your son. Is that right?
Correct.
And given the one child in this case, 3 other kids, that would mean the guideline child support we apply to this man's net income would be 14.75. Would you agree with that?
Correct.
And going forward, you're requesting to continue to be able to apply for the Medicaid for this child. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Do you agree with the state that the court should order this man to pay $28 a month towards the medical support beginning January 1st, 2023?
Yes, sir.
And going forward, also be ordered to pay guideline child support of $165 also to begin January 1st, 2023.
Yes, sir.
Since your son has been born April 26, 2019, has this man given you any kind of money for child support?
No, sir.
And you've already said he hasn't spent any kind of significant time with your child. Is that correct?
Correct.
Has this father ever tried to pay any kind of household bills for you, rent, daycare,
No, sir.
diapers, anything like that?
Nothing.
So you're requesting retroactive child support. Is that correct?
Correct.
So we base that entirely on minimum wage at the 14.75 since the date of the birth of your son to today's court date. That will total $8,081. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And you're requesting to be paid $95 a month to begin January 1st, 2023. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you believe today's court order is in the best interest of your child?
Yes, sir.
And are you asking the court to grant today's order?
Yes, sir.
Judge, I'll pass the witness.
All right, the court will approve the order submitted. Thank you.